2911 or 493-7175. Cubano Limited. Professional, top quality, and exceptional service.
This Wednesday, November 26th, Sports Black Friday is here. For one day only, enjoy an additional 20% off already reduced prices on appliances, electronics, furniture, and more. Plus, don't miss our limited time doorbuster deals. When they're gone, they're gone. It's the biggest savings day of the year, and it's happening right here in St. Vincent. Terms and conditions apply. Courts, bringing value home.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And the time here in SVG, it is 8:15. As promised, we are going to be conducting our final political conversation series interview this morning with Mr. Grenville Williams, the ULP's candidate for South Leeward. In studio, it's Dianna Cain and myself, Roleza Samuel. And this is going to take more of an open format. This is where if you have questions for Mr. Williams as the constituency representative candidate for South Leeward, you can pose those questions to him. Or if you have questions regarding the policies of the Unity Labour Party, you can also pose those questions to him. All right. So, Mr. Grenville T. Williams, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good morning, South Leeward.
For you. You want to sleep?
I can sleep on Thursday night.
On Thursday night? Are you going to be sleeping comfortably?
I will take a rest then and I'll get up in time for the results.
Okay. But how has the election cycle or this part of campaigning been on you though, in terms of physically, I suppose, emotionally, everything else? I think we never think of you all as individuals or humans at this point in time. You're just machines that keep going. So
and some days it can feel that you're a machine, because, especially in a constituency like South Leeward, it's one of the largest in terms of the geographic space, also in terms of the number of registered voters. And for a first-time candidate like myself, it requires you being on the ground as frequently as possible, trying to meet almost every person in the constituency. That's impossible because you go into a community and some persons, they're at work, they are pursuing their recreational activities, they are not home. And therefore you could just simply be in one place in the morning and somebody would call and say, but you've never been in this community, simply because, they were engaged in some other activity that took them away from the area when you were there. And of course, you have to balance many other things. As I served as the Attorney General, so I still delivered work in that capacity. There are lots of meetings to attend, among other things. And as constituents, they have things that they would like assistance with also. So you find that you're balancing so many different things. And if you're not very organized or you don't have a very good support system, you could become very stretched very quickly and very exhausted. Fortunately for me, I have been working in what I would consider very high demand occupations for the last 20 years. And therefore, in my mind, I have been able to organize myself in a certain fashions that allow me to actually handle many competing demands and interests at the same time. And it's one of those reasons why I would like to get involved at the ministerial level to help my constituency and to build St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because I do think I have the capacity to manage many things at the same time, manage many demands, and be able to deliver at a very high standard, be able to deliver at a quality level for South Leeward and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay. Well, today being the final day before tomorrow, the big day, Oh, how do you plan to spend your day? I mean, the part of your day that you could share with us.
Well, that's very easy. Most of my day, actually, I'm going to be out and about in the constituency. Of course, we do have some vehicles on the road communicating with the constituency at large. So it's not specific now to individuals, but just speaking to the constituency in general. So I am going to try to be on one of the trucks today and making some stops at a number of communities where we did not necessarily have public meetings, so I could still spread the message about the Grenville Williams 6-point plan for the development of South Leeward. I'll also be on the phone making calls to persons who have not been able to see but still want a conversation with the candidate for South Leeward. And tomorrow, you have to be very organized. So again, I'm going to be part of meetings trying to organize the final elements for tomorrow. I see Roleza.
Yeah, I'm
wondering
quizzical. I
what's
have a
happening.
quizzical look. Yes. What's that about?
Well, one, you have to organize transportation by way of
Okay.
example. A lot of persons like assistance in moving to the polling stations, etc. So you have to have that organized. You have to ensure that persons who are working on behalf of the candidate, that they're taking care of. You provide breakfast, lunch, as well as some sort of snack and so forth. So you have to make sure all of that comes together very efficiently, because people are working for a very long period and you want to ensure that they're reasonably comfortable in all that they are doing.
Okay. All right. I see that we have a call. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. I believe this is Queens. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Seem like Grenville like to be in the company of these two beautiful ladies.
Absolutely. It's a
And
good
this is
start.
your sixth.
It's a good start to my morning.
And if it's a sixth time, that represents 6 in a row. You've been here 6 times.
I believe it represents a victory for the Unity Labour Party in the constituency of South Leeward.
You're
And
something
for
else.
Grenville Williams to be the next representative of South Leeward.
Have you been on any other radio station besides WEFM and Star FM?
Not outside of WEFM and Star FM. I did make attempts to go on other stations, but unfortunately I was unable to get the time to do so. But it is not for lack of me trying. I really wanted to be everywhere across St. Vincent and the Grenadines and reaching
But you
everyone.
get the time to be here 6 times, though.
Yes, because I'm able to make contact with this station, and they are a degree more available than other stations.
But Gerald Thompson already gave us an explanation Monday why most of the ULP candidates don't go on other
But
radio
Queens,
stations.
Well,
you just heard
No,
him
no,
say
no,
that
no,
he
no, no.
tried to
No,
go on
I
other
would love
stations.
to be everywhere.
Yeah, he just said that.
That's what he said. You know, that's not the off-air conversation. This is an on-air conversation. Off-air conversation.
All right.
more-
So
a
you
lot
so
of
you
times
want to
it'll be
interpret it
different.
how you want to interpret it.
More
Okay.
importantly,
Yeah.
I would like South Leeward to secure their future by voting for Grenville Williams on the 27th and voting out Nature, who has not delivered for South Leeward.
Some time ago, I heard on the radio that you was coming down from the windward side, driving up on one side, and there was a tractor trailer in front of you, and you was unable to pass it, and you got angry and you went to the police station and made a complaint against the tractor trailer driver. Is that true?
Well, there are elements of what you said that are true. What the person didn't say to you is that as I was passing the trailer, somebody threw a projectile at my vehicle, hitting my vehicle. Fortunately for me, I was not the only person in my vehicle, and there was a video recording taking place of what happened and what transpired. But in any event, I don't see the relevance of that issue to today's conversation and to what is going to happen tomorrow. And we could certainly.
Oh, well, you know, in politics.
We could. No. I don't.
Come up.
In politics, we subscribe.
You know,
In politics, we subscribe to
has
a
nothing
lot.
to do with politics.
In
It comes
politics,
up
we
in politics.
subscribe to a lot of what I would call obiter issues that are not relevant to the political discussion. And unfortunately, in my opinion, I think that's one of the issues that's not relevant to the political discussion. But the fact is, there are some elements of what you said that's true, and there are some elements that you're not aware of, including the fact that someone threw something at my vehicle as I was passing the trailer.
All right. So Queens,
Was it
that's
relevant for the
Queens.
All right.
All right. We have limited time. All right. So that
All
was
right,
your
all
one
right.
question.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right. You too. Thank
All right,
you.
bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So yes, it is an open forum, but I probably should have mentioned before that while we are taking calls, persons need to be mindful of the time, or the length of their question, the way they structure their questions, etc., so that we can get as many calls in as possible. All right. So the number to call is 457-9997. I thought I saw somebody. All right. You started speaking about the 6-point plan that you have for the constituency. Could you just remind us about what those 6 points are?
Yes, thank you very much for that opportunity. First and foremost, I would like to focus on building out the Grenville Williams housing development plan for South Leeward.
All right. So we have a call. So it's like a pin. Dave, good morning.
All right. Number to call is 457-999.
Dave, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning. Well, I'm hearing this guy. I don't know him personally, but I know he has a beautiful wife. Maybe she's so beautiful I can't remember her name right now. But I know her. I know she's very outspoken as well. And even at one time she was being hunted down, I think, to become a candidate for one of these political parties. So with two strong people like that, listen to what I'm saying. The woman on one side and the male on the other side, the man on the other side. I don't know if both of them are thinking the same politically, right? And there are reasons for me saying that. But I would like to know how, if his wife is a part of his campaign and giving him all the support that he needs at this time. Thank you. Have a good day.
So you're asking about my 6-point plan. The first element of that plan is to focus on the Grenville Williams housing development, and this entails building houses in the constituency of South Leeward, continuing the work as it relates to rebuilding, repairing, rehabilitating, making sure that the members of South Leeward, the persons, the constituents, they are comfortable and they have access to quality housing that is also resilient.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Just have a question from Mr. Williams, please.
Sure. Go right ahead. Call.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Yes. Go right ahead, please. Listen into your phone and not the device that you're listening on before. Caller.
After Mr. Williams, he spoke about nature has not delivered for South Leeward. Can he reiterate the message that he would like to give Vincentians on a whole, but South Leeward, the difference that he will make?
Okay. All right. Thanks for your call, and he would answer now.
Certainly, caller, and I will revert to your question shortly. But part of what I will bring in terms of the difference relates to the 6-point plan. The first element I'm speaking of in relation to housing. The second.
You want to finish or you?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. All right. I'll make a note of it. So is it okay? Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. I'd just like to ask Mr. Williams a question. As the government principal legal advisor, Attorney General, you have been chosen from way back to run a political campaign for the ULP. Don't you think that as a public servant that you should have stepped away
from that position before, going into the politics?
Okay. Okay, so that's your question. So he would answer. He would answer. Okay, so thanks for your contribution.
Okay.
I could answer that question very quickly. One, the Constitution allows for a public servant as well as a political appointment as the Attorney General. Secondly, the law has been amended that public servants can be candidates, and there are public servant candidates on the side of the New Democratic Party. And the law now says that if you are not successful as a candidate, you can return to your substantive portfolio as before the elections. So I think the point is a bit moot, and we have had persons who've served as political attorney general in the past. So, for example, Parnell Campbell, Duggan, Arthur Williams, among many others. The majority of persons actually served as political attorneys general, and they competed in competitive electoral politics. I think you just have to maintain your professionalism. And as I said, there are persons on the New Democratic Party side in this election who are public servants. And when they are not successful, they can return to their jobs.
Okay. And do you think you maintained your professionalism? Was there that distinction?
Absolutely. Never a doubt about that. No one could ever say that in my capacity as Attorney General, I have discussed politics. I make the effort, never ever, to wear symbols in the office when I am there, for example. And I'm not the type of person generally to meet you on the roadside and discuss politics anyway. Mm-hmm. But when I'm in my constituency, I am fully engaged in political discussions and political engagement. But I can draw a clear line between my professional undertaking and my undertaking in the political arena.
Okay. All right. So we see that someone else was trying to call. So we'd encourage you to call back. But let's see if you could get to point 26.5.
The second element is to focus on sports, young people, the development of the facilities, the playing fields, the hard courts, and lighting, among other things, so that these facilities could be available after hours to allow the young people to go to work in their normal hours, or even if they work in the evenings, to come home late and still be able to access these facilities and encourage greater community involvement.
Okay. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Now, Mr. Williams,
good morning.
You're on again. Now, and every time you come on, you always say that nature, well, it will give us the impression that he's lazy, and then he succeeded from a legacy, which is, I think, Jerry Scott.
The good work done by Jerry Scott, yes.
Yes, nothing wrong with that, because as a politician, if you leave a legacy, that is good. Because legacy is a lasting impact, and the way people remember for generations. Now, the NDP has plenty legacy. There was John Hahn, you go with Cruikshank, you go with Bolton Williams, all of them had left a legacy. And nature, he only the opposition. He hasn't given the opportunity. So when he has given the opportunity and you see how he's performed, then you can say what you're saying. But nothing wrong with legacy.
So are you suggesting that nature as an educator could not get a few students together and offer them some evening classes to help them to prepare for any of their exams? Are you suggesting that nature could not form an NGO, raise funds as many Vincentians do, and undertake work in his community and demonstrate leadership? Are you suggesting that when nature came into my community after the 2013 floods, when our properties were damaged, when we were under stress, and I asked him what he can do, and he threw his hands in the air and said, there's nothing I can do for you. He didn't offer me, as I've said before on this program and many other places, a coconut broom. He did not offer me a single wheelbarrow. He did not offer me the service of 10 of the constituents to assist on that day. Are you suggesting that is the type of person who should benefit from a legacy? That is clear incompetence, that is clear laziness, and you cannot simply vote on someone's legacy, otherwise the world will stand still. That is why the world progress. Yes, we respect, I fully respect what Jerry Scott has done in South Leeward, but it is time for South Leeward to progress. It is time for us to vote for the present. It is time for us to vote for the future. And if you do not use your creative imagination on behalf of the people, you deserve to be voted out. And nature has demonstrated that he comes to the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the only thing he asks about roads, 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 roads. He also shows that he comes to the Parliament for one day of the month, and he comes late, he leaves early, and he seldom contributes to the debate on behalf of South Leeward. He seldom contributes to the debate on behalf of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we have seen him in action for 15 years. So while I respect the legacy of Jerry Scott, I have seen this man in action for 15 years. And as a resident of South Leeward, as a constituent of South Leeward, not simply the candidate for the Unity Labour Party, I have not seen a demonstration that this man is worthy of representing the people of South Leeward, that he is worthy of representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines as we move this country forward.
Mr. Williams, to sum it up, all those negatives, and he's still getting the vote. Right, the voting for him still. Something is wrong. Now, Mr. Williams,
I'm glad you put it that way.
Mr. Williams, you are an educated man, and I think you are, something is about you. That is because you didn't have to go in politics. You can get to work regionally and internationally and what's not. And when people go in politics, it's because they care about the people. Yes, you care about the people and not power. There are two different lines there. Some go for power and some go for caring the people. And I've seen in the NDP whereby they usually care for the people. Those things I want nature to do, and if he had the constituency fund, maybe he would have done it.
As I said, he could have formed an NGO and raised funds, as I have done, as other persons have done. And I have worked regionally, among other things, and I am here because I care for the people and because I want to see better in my constituency, in my country. I am here because I don't want to be a critic on the sideline saying better could be done. I want to offer myself and my services and my capacity and competency to do better for the people of South Leeward, to do better for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is why I am here, and I have worked over the last 20 years to improve the quality of life for Vincentians in many different domains. I have been hard at work, whereas for the last 15 years, he has not been hard at work. There is a clear difference. One is chalk, one is chalk, and one is cheese.
Okay, caller, your final question.
Well, I know because Mr. Williams, they're too negative. That I'm really, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about when we feel it. But all the best to you. But nature is coming home.
Okay. As I said, we need to secure the present and we need to secure the future, and we need to vote nature out, and we need to vote for progress in South Leeward. And I'm asking the people of South Leeward to put their X next to the star, vote for Grenville Williams, vote for the Unity Labour Party, vote for progress.
One of our listeners has a question. There is a narrative at the moment about riots and armies. As a former Attorney General of SVG, what would your advice be to the public and the police in the aftermath of the election?
The elections are generally free and fair. They are independent observers from the region, from around the globe, who come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and who monitor our elections. Elections is about people making their choice. And where that choice is clear, then I think whoever is elected to govern St. Vincent and the Grenadines need to communicate to all Vincentians that they will govern on behalf of everyone and that the results of the elections ought to be respected. We have given the public the opportunity to decide who they want to take them into the future. And in anything in life, there will be disagreements. We will not all see eye to eye. But at the end of the day, we all should respect a person's position once it does not harm society. And I'm saying after the elections are done, we all live in the same community. We are Vincentians. And I would like us to live in peace and in prosperity and respect the choices made by our neighbors. So let us ensure that there's no rioting, there's no need for the police engagement. We don't have an army in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, merely a police force. And I would like us to remember that we are our brothers' keepers. And the majority of people said that they want a certain political party to govern St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the next 5 years. And this is our country. We have a country to build. All of us, whether you're NDP, ULP, no political party, this country is built by the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines working together, working in tandem, working hand in hand. And we have to respect that, and we have to respect people's choices.
Okay. All right, so I have a feeling we got to point 3.
Yes.
All right.
So I want to focus also on the tourism developments here in South Leeward. We have a lot of natural sites such as the Vermont hiking trail. We also have Table Rock. We have Kettles Beach. And I would like to add some features. So, for example, a gift shop, an immersive center, a hotel, a training facility for the hospitality industry. And all of these would be geared towards providing jobs, because we'll be building the competency and capacity of our people to serve in the tourism mecca that we are developing along the Leeward coast of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But I also want the people of South Leeward to benefit and to be able to offer their services in this industry and to make a sustainable, decent living from this specific industry. Of course, we have to look at opening up new roads, because we having a lot of development on the Leeward side and we have one main road. We need at least another access. So if there is a blockage, if there's an emergency, we can have that access. Opening up new roads also provides opportunity to use that land for housing, business, agriculture, among other things. Of course, it's critical that we have a proper maintenance framework for the roads, and we support these roads with the infrastructure such as the drains, as well as there's some persons affected by rivers. We need river defense, sea defense in those cases as well. And we also need to map our road network so that they are interconnected, similar to what happens in a country like Barbados, though the topography is different. They are flat and there's more land space to put in more roads. But we can certainly map and link several of our road networks.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Pleasant good morning, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. How are you, my girls, this morning? Okay?
We're good. We're good. What about you?
We're hanging in there.
Okay.
Now, something crossed my mind there. The polling stations open. Well, the voting supposed to start at 7 o'clock, okay?
Yes, 7 a.m.
If by some reason, or by something, one of the agents of the party has not turned up at that time, what step will be taken out there? Mr. Williams, you might be able to help with that.
Well, I would say it's like any other job. You're expected to be on your job at the appointed hour, which is 7 a.m. Of course, there can be emergencies that affect many things, but save and accept that there's an emergency that affects everyone, then I believe the process should proceed, because you were asked and you were mandated to be there. And also, I suppose a call can be made to say the agent is late. Can you substitute once the relevant forms have been completed, that someone else can step into their shoes? So really, there should be very little disruption of the process, because there is some contingency planning that go into the process.
Yes, I know that. I understand, but I just want to know, as I said, the voting should start at 7. So, what, you could lose 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, that once the other persons are there, we should proceed at 7 o'clock.
Right, Mr.
Okay,
Missa?
yes, I was just thinking, I was just thinking that one that the election can go on is that, the agents are there to represent both parties, Okay. Anyway, thanks very much.
You're welcome, and have a good one
Yes, they
today.
are supposed to serve as independent verification that the process was conducted in a free and fair manner without any interference from any of the persons in the polling station, so that voters make their choice and there's no imposition on their choice.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Mr. Mason. All right. So we're getting the 6 points out. Your plans. What number we at? 4?
4 or 5.
All
But
right.
I also want to speak about the issue of decentralizing from Kingston. One of the things is that a lot of business activity take place in Kingston. Banking, for example, and I've said that in Camden Park, there's no ATM. It's an industrial site. We have a lot of workers there. We have a lot of people moving about Camden Park. We have a lot of people living in Camden Park. That is one of the services I would like to see in the area. And in South Leeward in general, it's a growing community. It is a business hub. We have supermarkets. We have our service stations. We have a number of businesses here, but still we need to go into Kingston to do a substantive part of our business activities. I would like to bring some of those activities here in South Leeward so that we develop as a sort of hub away from Kingston. So persons in South Leeward, they do not necessarily need to go into Kingston to access services, banking, revenue services, stores, selling all manner of goods. And we can have persons from Central Leeward, we can have persons from North Leeward, we can have persons who are here as visitors, tourists, accessing services in South Leeward without having to go into Kingston. Again, this would provide jobs for our people, and it would assist in terms of managing the flow of traffic into Kingston. Also, because on mornings, we realize now the traffic is quite heavy coming all the way back out to Gibson Corner on occasion. So it's all going to be part of the traffic management, but also providing jobs and opportunities right here in South Leeward. And I think we just need to move in that direction.
Okay, I have a question with regards to that, and forgot to ask it on the last occasion. In terms of this business development plan that you have for South Leeward, I can't remember what's the exact name of it, but in Glen, there is like a facility that allows for persons with businesses to be able to set up and have persons come, because many times persons have small businesses. One of the challenges is finding a space to rent, and not everybody wants to go into Kingston. Not everybody can afford to go into Kingston either. So is there a plan to have something similar set up, let's say in Camden Park or anywhere else in any other part of the constituency? You could answer that after. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Oh, hi, Mr. Horn.
Pumpkins.
Morning.
Morning. Before I go, though, before I speak to Mr. Williams, I want to say to you ladies, I listen to you every single day. I make it my business to listen to you. I want to make me feel a little bit bad or a little bit jealous, whichever you want to say. Because when I shout at everybody, when I don't shout out nobody in Barbados, I don't understand that.
We will fix that from tomorrow, okay?
Well, I hope so, because I always tell y'all, I'm a horn and I'm a half of intention.
Okay. We will fix that, definitely. All right, promise.
Okay, sweetie. Now let me speak now to Mr. Williams.
Yes. Good morning.
I got family in St. Vincent Williams, and I wonder if you're family to them.
Is a whole heap of them, a whole heap. Check your phone book.
Well, the Williams clan is the biggest family in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm sure somewhere we are related, but of course, a lot of it is not going to be close relatives, but it's the biggest clan in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that you're part of the family.
like your brothers, the Braffets, take half of the phone book.
Yes.
Anyway, on to some serious business now. Mr. Williams, I would like to know if it is not possible for there to be let me say to increase the constituencies from 15 to maybe 16 or 17. Is there any room for that? That's the first question.
Okay, well, what I will say is that we can certainly take up this question post the 27th of November 2025, when I want the people to vote for the Unity Labour Party and to vote for Grenville Williams in particular in South Leeward, because this is a question that will require us to examine the size of the constituencies, among other things, to determine whether or not they are disproportionate. There are disproportionate number of people in some constituencies, and whether or not there is need for rebalancing.
So there's no need at this time, or no plans for gerrymandering.
I'm just simply saying the election is tomorrow, so we are not in a position to address that issue.
But I've been hearing you on WEFM, my favorite station after my favorite station in Barbados. I've been hearing you there a lot. So I want to know if you're coming back after the election, so thank you for putting you in the House of Parliament.
Well, I like the way you put that, and certainly I intend to thank the people of South Leeward and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the confidence that they would have reposed in me in electing me to be their next representative in the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the best way for me to thank them is not just to say it in words, but to actually deliver on behalf of the people and improve the quality of their lives by focusing on what they see as the important issues leading to the development of the constituency. And part of that is a need for constant engagement and communication and dialogue with the constituents. So I understand their perspective. I understand what they see as critical to improving the quality of their lives. And I work diligently and to advocate for those, to be the voice for those, and to be the champion for those, a specific issue. And that is exactly why I'm offering myself to the people of South Leeward and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so that we can have strong representation. We can have someone who's going to work hard, someone who's going to be creative, someone who's going to deliver. So that's the way I really want to thank the people of South Leeward. But certainly I would have to verbally express my many thanks to those who would come out and support Grenville Williams and the Unity Labour Party tomorrow.
I would do so by coming on WEFM.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here always.
Anyway, let me say this to you. I've been listening attentively to a lot of candidates coming to WEFM to express what they are expecting to do for the constituents, given the chance to do so. And Mr. Williams, I don't want to swell your head by saying this, but I have been listening to all of you guys, and you sound sincere to me. And if it was in your constituency, I would really have to give you my vote, despite whatever party you belong to, because you sound sincere.
Thank you very much for that endorsement and your support. And I do genuinely want to work on behalf of the people and to help as much as possible.
The last thing I want to say, I want to see Kishore Sheller get left in the dust.
That's
my wish for tomorrow.
All right, that's for another day.
To be left in the dust.
That's for another day.
Well, the Unity Labour Party is going to be victorious in that constituency, and I believe we are going to continue to have good representation from Carlos James in North Leeward, Ministry of Tourism, among other portfolios that he may undertake. But the final element of the 6-point plan focus on agriculture and fisheries. And
okay, you're going to segue into that now?
Okay,
hold on. So, Mr. Hahn, so thanks.
Let me just say this last thing, Roleza.
All right, go ahead.
I think it is you, Mr. Williams. I heard you speaking about, you were talking about what we do in Barbados here and queuing the community. Was it you?
Yes, because I lived in Barbados for over 6 years. Well, just over 6 years.
Oh, so you know queuing the community?
Yes, I've been there, I've participated, and I see the benefit, especially for the more mature population, where it's that type of activity where persons can come out, they can engage socially, they can feel very comfortable, they get some exercise, dancing, and they go home after an evening feeling more energized, more vibrant, and for an older person, it helps them to stay very healthy and very engaged.
And they look forward to it every Thursday evening.
Exactly.
So if you're interested in having something like that in St. Vincent after tomorrow, you can call CBC Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation of Barbados.
Yes.
I asked to speak to Kimberly Skeet. She's the organizer of that.
Yes.
And I'm sure she will be happy to come and assist you guys because she also do it in New York and she does it in London.
In London, yes. I know it's been expanded. It's so successful, it's been expanded to the diaspora.
It's a very beautiful thing for the senior people like myself. You know, if I was 30 or 40 years younger, Dianna, I would bring Dianna to Barbados and change her surname.
Mr. Hahn, no any time for that, all right? We'll take this up another day, okay?
Anyway, you guys stay focused and we will hear tomorrow.
All right, Take care. Have a good one.
All right, good.
All right, so we have another call. I remember the agriculture part you're going to go into. So. All right, so good morning.
Good morning, Miss Pumpkins.
Pumpkin
Your
Angels.
husband call. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, and how are you?
I'm good. I'm just want to wish you all the best on your win. Godspeed life. And you bring home that seat for us.
Thank you very much.
I'm calling from Central Leeward. Okay. Mr. Williams, do you have any family in Barley?
I'm certain that there are some connections. As a matter of fact, my grandmother, who was a nurse, Nurse Fabian, she worked for a significant period in Barley, and so that's not a direct family connection, but I believe we are also related to the Ash family, among others, in Barley.
Okay. Because my two grandchildren, their father William, their mother named Hilda Williams.
Well, you know the Williams clan, as I said, very big, so we'll have to examine the history.
All right.
So I wish you all the best, and according to Anita, mother.
All your love thing, eh?
Especially those in Central Leeward.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
All right, so the agriculture.
Yes, agriculture and fisheries. Vermont Valley in particular is one of the bread baskets of St. Vincent and the Grenville. We want to support the farmers there in many ways. We also want to make the produce more accessible to the market. So we want to have an aggregator. So if you produce 10 pounds of something, you sell to the aggregator. We could then sell on to some of the major businesses, hotels, supermarkets, otherwise, who do not want to deal with the individual farmer and the small quantities. We also want to make a vegetable market available in the area, so persons could come directly to the Vermont or close to the farm gate to purchase their fresh produce. This is also part of the plan to decentralize away from Kingston. Clare Valley is a fishing community. It has won several fishermen and women of the year. One of the youngest captains there, and I want to put a nice fishing complex in Clare Valley equipped with a recreational room as well as a first-class, world-class restaurant on the top of that fishing complex.
I have a question for you. Joshua, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, ladies. Mr. Williams.
Yes, good morning.
I need to support the LDP no period. I'm a Vincentian living abroad, and I just want to say that you are the very first politician that has been on the station, or any other station that is, who respond respectfully to your callers, whether they like you or not. You must be a cook. Are you good at cooking?
I will leave that to the ladies in here.
Answer my question, man, because there's a reason for asking that.
Probably good at eating, not cooking.
Roleza said I'm good at eating.
No, well, okay, I'll tell you why. I have been involved in social media for donkey's years, right?
Yes.
And whenever someone hands me an insult, because I'm a good cook, my wife is listening, so because I'm a good cook, I could use those ingredients, prepare a scrumptious meal, and serve it back to you. And this is what you've been doing. This is what you've been doing this morning.
Yes.
So just keep up the good work. You remind me very much of Levi later. You're probably too young to know who he is, but
Well, I know I know of a famous or infamous story that he's going to take the beach up to Mariacoa.
Well, you're getting yourself in trouble there. Look at what your prime minister did with the airport.
Yes. Well,
Right?
I'm saying in these times it may actually be possible.
Mr. Latham was a visionary. I mean, I knew him personally. So there's still hope. Mespo, we might still get to see. So keep on doing.
Absolutely.
keep on doing what you're doing, sir. And I really do appreciate the way you've been responding to your callers.
Yes, thank you very much.
All righty. Okay, so there was a quest. Okay, finish the points with the plans. I think you might be up to 0.6 now.
Yes,
right.
Agriculture, fisheries, and I said, in terms of Vermont supporting the farmers, the fishermen and the fisherwomen in Clare Valley, as well as right across South Leeward and so forth, ensuring that we have a complex there that not just is a market, but allows them to store, allows them to purchase fishing implements, ice, etc. But I also want to ensure that there's a quality restaurant there that tourists could come and enjoy, locals could come and enjoy the seafood right there in Clare Valley. Again, creating many more jobs and many more opportunities for the persons in Clare Valley and South Leeward in general, and making South Leeward available and accessible to all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as visitors to St. Vincent.
Okay. All right, so we're going to squeeze 5 more minutes in. This interview is 9 o'clock, but we're going to squeeze 5 more minutes. I had a question, but I don't know.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so you named out 6 things, 6 ambitious things. Not that they're not practical, but they're ambitious things.
Yes.
If you are elected, or I'm sure you're going to correct me and say when I'm elected,
When
but
I'm
anyhow,
elected.
right? All right. Do you have a priority in terms of priority list? Because to accomplish these within 5 years, it sounds like it's going to be a lot. Keeping in mind that the needs of a constituency and the national needs can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge where funds are concerned. So do you have a priority list? Have you put these in a particular order?
I do have a priority list, but I also want to be able to work on all of these areas simultaneously. However, if we look at certain things, we would not be able to deliver everything in the first year. So you have to have a plan to deliver and roll out these things, and you have to put in place the enabling environment, the first steps, the foundational pieces in order for you to build on those. But certainly, yes, there is a clear blueprint, there's a clear roadmap, and it is a vision for 5 years. But there are some things I would like to work on simultaneously. And there will be other things, of course, but as you said, these are the big ideas. These are the big dreams and the big ambition for the community. And I think as any politician, part of your job is to bring the big ideas, not just to maintain what is there. That's part of the job too. But anybody can do that sort of. We want to bring the big transformative ideas to the community. What's really going to make a difference? What's really going to, have someone stand up and say, that community is different now than it was yesterday. And that is what I want to do for the people of South Leeward and by extension, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay. My question with the marketplace. Any plans, any thoughts for that?
The marketplace, ideally, I would like to see it closer to the Vermont community, but also close enough to the highway so that persons who are not from that community would find the access reasonable, so that they would be willing to go in there. We could also make it very exciting. A market doesn't just have to be a building. Sometimes you have these farmers markets in different places, and you're not just selling provision or fruits or whatever, but there are other things, craft and so forth, that's being sold there. You have some music, etc. Something that makes it quite exciting, a place that you want to go. You could have some entertainment for children. So while you're shopping, your children is safe in a playground of some sort and so on. So you want to make it an all-encompassing experience that people would really look forward to, let's say on a Saturday or Sunday. This is the place I want to go because I'm going to meet my friends there. My kids are going to meet their friends there. They're going to be engaging. And I'm also going to be able to put fresh food on my table, whether that's Saturday, Sunday, or for the rest of the week when I go to this community marketplace. So while I call it a market, I want it to be of a different experience. And it doesn't have to be a permanent structure either. We could make it sort of temporary, where at the end of Saturday, Sunday, you close it down and use it for a different purpose, etc. So, we have to be flexible and agile in our thinking how we can best serve the community. But importantly, for all of this to happen, all of my creative ideas to go to work. And I'm not saying I'm not going to share them if I'm not the person, but when I'm elected, but to do that, I want people to come out tomorrow and put their X next to the star in South Leeward, put their X next to the name Grenville Williams, and support Grenville Williams for the present and the future. I respect the legacy of Jerry Scott, but we have to take South Leeward forward, and we have to build a brighter future for all Vincentians. We want South Leeward to be a place where persons can say, this politician, Grenville Williams, he has transformed the lives of South Leeward. He has transformed this constituency, and we are very proud of the work that we have been able to do together to make a difference for the people of South Leeward.
Well, someone here was just asking about legacy, and I think what you've just ended with could answer that question. But they also have a follow-up question, which is, what do you think will be the greatest challenge that you will have to overcome to accomplish your legacy or a positive legacy?
Well, I don't necessarily see any challenges being great. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm very determined and hardworking. And even if I encounter an obstacle, I always believe in creative thinking. So if one door closes, we just have to explore the many other doors that are available to support the ideas and make sure they become a reality. The problem is when we don't engage in creative thinking and we just say, it can't be done. I believe in possibility thinking. And I believe once you have good people around you, yes, you have to marshal the resources, the financial resources, the human resources, all of the other resources that go into making dreams reality. You have to marshal them and bring them to bear. But that is why we are elected. That's why I am championing the cause of the people of South Leeward, because, as I said, I'm a possibility thinker. I don't see the roadblocks as an impediment. Things like Mount Everest, it's the tallest mountain in the world. But there are some men who say, it doesn't matter. I'm going to scale this mountain. I am going to find a way to do it. And even though there are going to be challenges, some small, some larger, yes, I don't see them as impediments to getting the mission accomplished for the people of South Leeward. You just have to be creative. You just have to be energetic. You just have to be focused. And you just have to have a desire to succeed and for the people of South Leeward to be successful along the way. And I want to see South Leeward succeed. I want to see South Leeward become a leading constituency in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I've been cautioned about saying that, but that's my ambition for South Leeward. I want it to be one of the leading constituencies.
Who cautioned you? What's that?
Someone say maybe I'm a bit ultra competitive, but the fact is, I want to go to work with the people of South Leeward to make us one of the best. And healthy competition is good. We could compete with North Leeward, Central Leeward, West Kingston, or other constituencies.
Well, the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines would benefit
of course, absolutely.
Yeah,
and if we have something very successful in South Leeward, there's nothing wrong with somebody else emulating and, of course, implementing a similar program in their constituency. It is the way it should be. No one has a monopoly on ideas, and where we see something that's a good example, if it is fit for purpose in your circumstance, then you should also apply it to your circumstance. Tweak it accordingly, of course, to make sure it works well. But again, that's why I'm asking all of the people of South Leeward to come out tomorrow, put their X next to the star, put their X next to Grenville Williams, and let us get to work to build a better South Leeward for today and for the future. Own your future. Own South Leeward. Let us move forward together.
All right. You have a scared to say anything to wrap up because you did that.
But before we go out, Jeff is sending his greetings. He says that he's unable to call, and we know Jeff would have called if he could. So he's sending greetings to you.
All right. So, Mr. Williams, ends our interview with you this morning. You are actually the final person for our political conversation series. So we are wishing you the very best tomorrow, come what may. We know that your heart is in the right place. I think many of us can recognize that your heart is in the right place, but God will determine where your future in particular will go. All right.
I said to someone this morning, it is up to God and the people. So I leave it with God and I leave it with the people.
Very good. All righty. So we will now come tomorrow night, right? So all the best to you.
Thank you.